Okay, let's talk about the single most nerve-wracking decision for any tomato grower. When is it really safe to plant them outside? You've babied these seedlings for weeks, right? Get this one moment wrong, and all that hard work can just disappear overnight. So let's figure out how to nail the timing perfectly.
Oh man, we have all been there. You know that feeling, that pit in your stomach when you walk out after a surprisingly cold night and see them? Your beautiful, vibrant plants are now just limp, blackened, and done. It's a universal gardening heartbreak for sure. But here's the good news. You don't have to guess. This isn't just about luck. There's actually a science to it. A pretty simple formula that takes all the anxiety out of the equation and sets you up for an amazing harvest. So let's break down exactly what you need to be looking for.
Now, before we get to the solution, we've got to understand the problem. And the number one mistake that trips up so many gardeners, even experienced ones, is just fundamentally misunderstanding what a tomato plant really is and where it comes from.
That's right, those beefsteaks, those cherry tomatoes, they're basically tropical refugees. They evolved in the warm, sunny climates of Western South America. They have absolutely zero natural defense against the cold. So putting them out in the garden too early, it's like sending them into a snowstorm wearing nothing but a t-shirt. And look, it's not just a sudden killer frost you have to worry about. Any soil that's below 50 degrees Fahrenheit, well, it literally puts the plant on pause. It just stops. It can't absorb key nutrients like phosphorus, and that's why you see those telltale purplish leaves and stems. The plant gets stressed, it gets weak, and it becomes a perfect target for every disease out there.
To really master this timing, you have to learn to think like a tomato root. I'm serious. It's not about what's happening up here in the air, it's all about what's happening down there in the dirt.
And this is the key right here. You can have a gorgeous, sunny, 70-degree day. You're outside, it feels amazing, and you think, today's the day. But 6 inches down, where the roots actually live, the soil might still be a cold, damp 48 degrees. That warm air is a misleading signal. The real signal, the one that tells the plant it's truly safe to grow, comes from the soil.
So, all of this really boils down to two simple non-negotiable rules. If you follow these two rules, I promise you will get your planting time right every single time.
Okay, rule number 1. This is your starting point. Think of this as the historical data that just gets you into the right ballpark for where you live.
This is your last spring frost date. You can find it super easily, just Google it for your zip code. And this is a huge but, this date is based on 30 years of past weather. It's an average. It is not a promise. In fact, there's still about a 30% chance of getting a frost even after this date. So please, think of this date as a warning, not a green light.
And that leads us straight to the second and, honestly, the most important golden rule. This is the one the real pros live and die by.
The ideal soil temperature. I want you to forget the calendar, forget what your neighbors are doing. The soil itself, right in your own garden, will tell you exactly when it's time. Listening to the soil, that's the thing that separates the gardeners with huge harvest from the ones who are always disappointed.
And here it is. This is the magic number. Your soil needs to be at least 60 degrees Fahrenheit, that's about 15 Celsius, for 3 consecutive mornings. Not just one warm day, 3 in a row. You can get a simple soil thermometer for like $5. It's the best tool you'll ever buy. That consistent warmth, that is the real green light.
Okay, so we know the rules. Let's put it all together into a foolproof step-by-step plan that you can follow this season.
Here's the game plan. Step 1, find that last frost date. That sets your general timeline. Step 2, count back 6 to 8 weeks from then. That's when you start your seeds inside. Step 3, and please do not skip this, you have to harden off your seedlings for about 2 weeks. That just means you bring them outside for a little bit each day, gradually getting them used to the sun and wind so they don't go into shock. Step 4, the big moment. Transplant them when that soil consistently hits 60 degrees. And finally, step 5, just be ready. Keep a blanket or a frost cloth handy, just in case Mother Nature throws you a curveball. And when you do transplant, here is an amazing pro tip. Gently pinch off the lowest sets of leaves and bury a good chunk of that stem right into the soil. You see all those little fuzzy hairs on the stem? They will magically turn into new roots. This creates a huge, robust root system that makes for a much stronger, more productive plant.
So what if you live somewhere with a really short growing season? Or what if you're just really eager to get started? I get it. There are ways to bend the rules a little bit, but you have to be smart about it.
First up, you can use a cloche. It's a fancy French word for bell, and it's basically just a mini greenhouse for a single plant. A recycled plastic milk jug with the bottom cut off works perfectly. It shields the plant from wind and can give you a few crucial degrees of frost protection overnight.
Now, for even more protection, you can try floating row covers. This is a special fabric that you can drape over your entire garden bed. It lets in light and water, but it traps heat, giving you maybe 4 to 6 degrees of frost protection, which can absolutely be the difference between life and death for a young tomato plant.
So when it all comes down to it, here's the bottom line. The calendar, it tells you the season. But the soil tells you the moment. It's right there in your backyard, just waiting to give you the green light. The only question is, are you listening?